Home, Duke Energy is preparing for the local impacts. Line technicians and tree crews are out surveying, and Duke says it will be prepared to respond when the storm hits. They're also warning people to be ready for power outages and flooding, especially Thursday night and Friday morning. Meteorologist Chris Mulcahy joins us now with all the details on that, Chris.
It's kind of crazy to think that the North Carolina mountains could see more rain through the entirety of this 3-day event than where Helene makes landfall.
Wow.
So put it in perspective, and I'm going to explain why here shortly, but let's talk about the current status of Hurricane Helene, especially at 11 a.m. That's where we had this advisory drop. The next one will be at 2 o'clock, and I wouldn't be surprised if Helene is at least at 90 miles per hour at that point. It's beginning its process of rapid intensification, as we'll learn a little bit more during the noon about that. It's up to 80 miles per hour. Yesterday, just 12 hours ago, it was at 60 miles per hour as a tropical storm, and will easily jump up above this 111 range. That means major hurricane status. So here's what it's going to do. Estimated by 8 a.m. tomorrow, so less than 24 hours, up to 120 miles per hour. That is a Category 3. This current model, and this is what comes from the National Hurricane Center, shows a landfall right here in this little dip of Florida that is right around Carabel. It's just east of Panama City with winds around 125 miles per hour. That is almost Category 4 strength, and I'd not be surprised if Helene does hit that strength at some point in between later tomorrow or before it makes landfall. Hurricane Helene will become the remnants of Helene really from your Friday to Saturday. That's going to stall out here and it's going to dissipate. Luckily, it moves a little bit further west, so that's going to prevent some of the rain. As far as the storm surge go, that's going to be the biggest deal that I think we see here, and that has a chance of getting up to around 12 to 15 feet, as they're saying, for the absolute max. That's where they're at the go range, where officially Panama City all the way down to Tampa going to be seeing big effects, especially just east of Panama City. Looks to be really the action zone, but hey, that cone is still changing. Let's talk about here. The biggest threat is going to be flooding, especially for the mountains. I think most of the rain, the heaviest rain, is going to fall Thursday night heading into Friday. High winds, that's also going to be a Friday morning event. So Friday morning is the worst situation for the Charlotte area. Check out these rain totals. This is a new updated map of the 3-day outlook. Yes, this range right here along the mountains, North Carolina, South Carolina, down to Georgia, could have 10 to 15 inches of rain, a foot of rain over the next few days. There's a big cutoff across Charlotte that realistically, some of our eastern zones, even around Monroe, could only see about an inch to maybe 2 inches through the entirety of the next few days. Meanwhile, up in Hickory, I would say even Gastonia could have in that 4 to 6, 4 to 8 range. And then still, the highest totals will be up in the mountains. So if you live in the mountains near a creek, you gotta be weather aware of what's going on. And here's the big problem here. It's not just Helene. It's actually a stalled out front and a trough that is just fueling rain. It's driving up moisture. That's going to give us our storm chance today. And then once you get to really overnight tonight through tomorrow, it's going to start raining and it won't stop. Western areas of North Carolina, I would say west of Asheville, could see rain rates at 1 inch or 2 per hour for multiple hours, where even by this time tomorrow, we're expecting rain totals anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of rain, and that's a precursor for we have a tropical storm that moves through. So our flood alerts, the most recent update has included Lincoln County, Catawba County, up in Alexander County. Before it was just around Burke Caldwell was the cutoff, so it's really further west that could see over that 5-inch mark, a little bit less around the Charlotte area. As I mentioned, today also has a chance for thunderstorms. Oh boy, right? You're looking at isolated cells, meaning that we could have a couple of supercells providing some hail during the afternoon today. I think they'll be a little bit stronger west of I-77, but anyone either side of 77 from Concord to Lincoln really could expect this about 5 to 9. The main event off towards the west, widespread rain continuing through your Thursday. I don't think it's really until Thursday afternoon that we start seeing more widespread rain around the Charlotte area, but look at all the rain that moves in on Friday morning. We could have a little bit of a dry spot, but all of this moves in really mid to late morning, where we're going to be seeing some of the heaviest totals, and those winds gusting anywhere from 30 to 50 miles per hour and a little bit higher down towards the south and west. That's why we're staying weather aware starting tomorrow through your Friday. By Saturday actually looks to be the best day of the week, and then we'll see rain chance return Sunday heading into Monday back to the upper 70s to start next week.